So we hear diversity. Some of my executives, they just disqualify themselves immediately based on wrong ideas. What's this movement towards diversity of thought, diversity of experience?
Yeah, well, there's precursor research is about diversity of problem solving. And there are different orientations. And if you screen for that and you create a table of discussion around a problem and everybody's coming at it a little differently, the quality of the decisions and the ideation goes way up. And we know that from science. So if you've got a whole group and they all think alike, it's not really a board, it's a party. Everybody gets along, they all go, yeah, but it may be really limited in incremental thinking. If you break that into different orientations, you're going to get better results. Mm-hmm. And we know that. So we're big advocates for making sure that's true and that there's maturity to handle that in an inclusive way, which is a skill set. Now, when you get into boards, you're going to have a funky mix, typically, of people that are investors and they've never been trained in governance. They just think they know it all. And you've got their wallets. And so they have influence in passion tied to that conflicted party that it's not legal, you can't do it, but it's really an emotional tie that you have to work through. And if you're stepping into one of those environments and you've been trained and they haven't been, you have to do that with grace and style so that you are making your point and growing them up in a meaningful way. So it's important to know that there's a style for somebody who has the social mores of the group and holds that well. There's another style that's challenging, and they're really great at being able to say, here's where we are, here's where we want to go, but they're not necessarily gifted at how.
Right.
So they really partner quite well with the people who have 90 ideas before breakfast, who don't care about the details, they just have the ideas. So you put those two together and then they become a powerhouse for the rest of the board that might have a low appetite for risk or feel stuck or whatever. And so you've got that combination that when brought together actually work really well.
Yeah.
And then there's one rare style, it's like 1 out of 900 of the people that we assess, that's an equal amount of all the others. Very rare.
What's that called? That Yoda profile? Is that the
yeah, kind of.
the Yoda profile?
We don't call it that. We just call it the guardsmanship or something. But the idea is that they can broker when others don't understand each other. They can clarify it and put it in language that gets it through. And they're very gifted at moving things along when there's something stuck. And the first time we started doing these tests, there was a woman who was the chair of the board for Deloitte in Asia. And she was like one of the first ones that scored that way. And she asked a really good question. Have I always been like that? And I said, it's a good question. We'd have to study people like you over time to see if people evolve or whether this is sort of core and then you just build on it. I don't know. It'd be a great study, but we haven't done one to see if you become different over time. But the important thing is for you as an individual to know which is yours so that you can be clear not only in what you're presenting as what you contribute, but to understand whether it's a good fit. Because if you're invited and your style is what everybody else is, run, go find another one.